So let's now try to create the exiting and entering the vehicle and see how can we basically make that one work. So for this one, I decided to kind of go more improvisational, where I generally know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to show you kind of the thought process and basically in real time how I'm going to try to solve this. So first thing, we need a character. Now we could create a character from scratch, but we have, let's not click input, let's click add. But we have the content pack and we can just take the, let's see, we can take our first person character. Let's add it to the project. And then in here we should have our blueprint for the first person character. Now let's click on our car and let's type possess. So if you remember, before we set it to player 0, but now we want it to be disabled, and at the beginning we want to just take control of this player. So let's try. And we can see that this is working. Now let's try to collide with the car and try to go inside it. So let's see how I want to do this. We could do this on the button, or we can do it automatically when you come to the door. I think we are going to use the button. That's more realistic how the games would work. So let's click on the car, let's open it up, and let's add some collisions. So I'm going to add a box collision, and let's scale it a bit, and let's move it like this. So this is kind of the area where player will have to be for the collision to trigger. And now we can click on the box and let's find on component begin overlap. And other actor we can cast to player character. Now let me see, I think it's this one. So let's just check out which BP first person character. So I think we have the right one. And we need to do something on these blueprint characters. We kind of, so the character knows if it has, so it knows if it has an available spot for the car or not. So let's first set it. If we click maybe F, we can go into the car. So let's do F input. Let's see if we can find it. Here it is. So now when we click F, something will happen. So let's create a function that will say enter vehicle. And let's also create a variable that is we have our first third person character, and then we need this car available. Let's do this to be set, and then we also want this car, new car BP, to be set in here. And let's set it to the new car BP. We can also change the name of to just something like that. And now if you click F, we can go to enter vehicle. We just use this function to kind of hide this, and let's get our car. Let's we need to possess it, so let's see how we can do that. So what we can do here is get player controller, and then in here we can type possess, and with this we are basically changing what we are controlling with our character. So we get our car, we possess it, and then we want to destroy actor. And this is basically so we clear everything up. And then we want kind of similar thing in the car, since we want the character to be able to leave. So let's first do something in here. Let's add scene component, and let's set this scene component to the left side. So this is the place where the character will spawn after he leaves the car. And let's name it something like that. Now in here we want to do something when F input is clicked. So here, when F is clicked, we want to spawn actor from class. The class is first person character, and spawn transform we can take it from our car exit location. And we need get transform, and we need get world transform, something like this. And then we need get player controller and then possess again. But this time we also don't want to destroy the car, so let's test this out if this works. Actually, I don't think we did not set in here some settings. Set available, and we need to set to true, and then set available car ref to be self. So I'm just going to get the reference to himself and then set it there. And another thing that we want is when we go out of the overlap, we don't want to be able to go into the car. So let's find on the end overlap. And we can do similar thing in here, but the opposite. So we're gonna get a reference. So we can do something like this. And we want this to leave it empty to be kind of none or one unavailable. And then in event here, if we click F, try to enter vehicle, first we need to check if there is a vehicle. So we need to get this and then type branch, and we want this to not be so it needs to be something. If the car is invalid, if there is no car to be entered, we don't want it to enter. So we can do this, and if both are true, then we should be able to enter the car. So let's try this. Click play, come to the car, let's click F. We enter the car and the character disappeared. Let's click F again, and we're out of the car. So very simple, very nice. Now there is one thing, and that is the sound of the car. So maybe we want the car to just start running when we go inside the car. So we can set event possessed and then event unpossessed. So what happens when we leave and we go in? So let's maybe disable it or maybe stop it. So when it's unpossessed, we want to stop this. Now maybe this is something different. Maybe you want it kind of slowly slow down or something like that, or change the volume over time. But for now, we're just gonna stop the sound altogether. And then we want to play it when we go into the car. Let's do 1 second offset. Let's see. So right now we still hear the car, which is not good because I think it's enabled at the beginning. So let's change that. If you click engine sound, we should have autoplay somewhere in here, auto activate. Let's try now. Still can hear it, not sure why. Let's try to go into the car and leave. And now it's disabled. So let's see why we can still hear this sound cue. Not sure. Let's see if we can disable it somehow. Have it in here. Okay. So for now, let's just set it in begin play to be stopped. So let's do something like this. For the stopping and starting, we can also do it a bit delayed, so maybe we can do like one in here. And I'm not sure if I can play delay, but I think that is the start time. So let's try this. There is no sound. Let's try to go in. We can hear it, and when we leave, it disappears after a second. Maybe half a second should be better. So let's do that. And yeah, this is about it for the entering and exiting vehicles.